Hi there. Today we're going to be talking about Piriformis Syndrome and exercises that you can do to help alleviate it and to strengthen the glute muscles. The glutes are the reason that you probably have piriformis because the glutes are not working and your external rotators are not working. They become weakened and therefore the piriformis is working over time. So I'm going to go over a couple of exercises, some you're familiar with and some you may not be. The first exercise we're going to show you is how to do correctly the lying leg lift. If you've ever gone to PT, I'm sure you've had to do this, but I'm just going to make sure that you're doing it correctly. You want to have a nice straight line, tilt forward just slightly, and make sure you're leading with your ankle. So I don't know if you can see my foot. I'm going to scooch forward a little bit more, but you want to make sure that that toe is pointing forward and that your toe is not pointing upward. And you want to feel that right here in the external rotator. So that's why you want to tilt forward just a little bit. If you're tilting backwards a little bit, it's not going to be as effective. So you want to do these 15 repetitions, 2 to 3 sets, and you want to do the other side. From there, we also have the clamshell, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. Keep those heels together, lean forward just a little bit, and open up those legs. You shouldn't get a lot of range of motion if you're doing it correctly. So again, you want to be tilted forward just a little bit, hand down, and you should be feeling it right here. Good rule of thumb is if you're not feeling it right there, then you're probably doing it wrong. 15 repetitions, make sure you do the other side. Now, a way to make this a little harder is to add a band to it. Adding a band to any exercise is usually going to make it harder, but this is very effective. And if you're doing that exercise and you're like, you know, this is just not that hard for me, then it's time to go ahead and add the band. This is about a medium strength. And you're going to feel that added resistance right off the bat. Leaning forward again, and I can definitely feel it. So add that band if the regular clamshell has become too easy for you. Now, the next exercise I like to do is what I call the clamshell just lying on your back. You're going to lay it all the way down. You bring your heels close to your butt. Your hands are down to your side. Then you're going to lift up into a bridge position. When you lift up into that bridge position, you want to right away squeeze those glutes. Your legs are shoulder width apart. Your hips are lifted, and you're going to abduct and then bring it in. Abduct, bring it in. So you can do about 15 of those. Take a break. Lift up again. Abduct, bring it in. Now, I like to do another version of this. It's what I call singles. I came up with this, and I found that when I did this, I really felt it a little more deeper in the piriformis. So you lie down, you start the exact same way, but you lift up, you abduct, bring it in, and then down. So what's forcing that glute to exert a little more? Squeeze, abduction, external rotators, back in, down, lift up, you're getting the butt, external rotators, and the butt again. So that's a very effective exercise. Do about 15 of those, 2 to 3 repetitions. I like this one because it's going right for the muscle group we want to go for. The glute maximus and the glute med and the external rotators. We're going to go from there to bridges with some weights and singles, different versions of them. The first version I'm going to show you is a single. And so we're just kind of going to bring that right leg up, that heel is close, down, and then squeezing it up. So this is going to, instead of doing both sides of the butt, it's just going to really activate that left glute. And you really want to make sure, squeeze that glute, switch sides, squeeze it up. You want to try to get up as high as you can. And a way to give you more range of motion is to add a bench to this. Just a very low bench. You can use a book, a ball, whatever you have handy. If you add a ball to it, that's really going to add your stabilizer muscles, so that would really be hard and very effective though. So you're going to bring that leg up, and then you notice as I squeeze up, look how much more range of motion I have. Down, squeeze up at the top, and down. So when you're coming up at the top, this is when the butt is working. So this is where you want to hold it briefly for maybe 2 seconds, and then release. Squeeze it, hold 2 seconds, and then release. And again, go to the other side. I don't need to tell you again, 15 repetitions, 2 to 3 sets. After that, we're going to go into what is called a hip thruster. 2 versions. First version you can do at home, or you can do it in the gym whenever they open. You're going to lay on your back, and I'm going to add some weights. I've got 2 15-pound weights here that I'm going to put on my hip flexor area. If you have 5s, that's fine. If you have 20s, that's fine. It's really going to be up to you. And if this bothers your hip bone, grab a towel for cushion. But what this is going to do is add some resistance, which is what you want. So my hands are going to press down as I lift up. So I'm squeezing up with the top and then down, actively pressing those weights against the hip bone. I should say the hip flexor. And you notice I'm driving all my weight through the heels to where my toes are even pointed up just a little bit. Because you don't want to put all the weight through your toes. You don't want to go like that, all right? I'm going to put all the weight through the heels. Squeeze it up and then down. Same thing applies in that up position. You want to hold that for about 2 to 3 seconds and then lower gently. The next version we're going to do is on the bench, and this is probably more effective. A lot of people at my gym do this on the Smith machine, which makes it a little bit easier. If you have a spotter, that's great. I'm going to use my daughter. She's going to show me, or she's going to bring the barbell over to me. I'm going to show you how to get on the bench. You want your head and your neck on the bench. You're going to lift your body up into that bridge position. And she's going to hand that to me. Thank you. And again, if you need a towel because it's bothering you, you can put a towel for cushion. And then you're just going to come down and squeeze it up. The reason the bench is so great is you get more range of motion. You can go down a little farther and then squeeze it up a little farther. In this exercise, you are definitely only working the glute. It's very, very effective. Sophia, I'll have you grab it. Thank you. So those are some great exercises for you to do to help you tackle Piriformis syndrome. Just remember, you're not really trying to strengthen the piriformis so much. You're trying to strengthen the muscles around the piriformis and that glute. That's your powerhouse. That's the muscle that you really want to focus on. The next time that I do a video, I'm going to talk about the TFL, which is a muscle that's located right here in front, near your hip flexor area. And it is a muscle that can be very problematic, and a lot of times it is associated with Piriformis syndrome. So we're going to talk about maybe ways of calming that muscle down, getting it to stop working, and ways to make it a little bit looser. And that will also be something that could help you with Piriformis syndrome. Thank you, and see you next time.